Every country is trading more than ever. Ships, cables, containers, data. Global trade is breaking records. And yet, people everywhere feel poorer. Wages feel tight, prices feel heavy, governments feel broke. Even companies complain. How is that possible? How can a system designed to make everyone richer make almost everyone feel worse at the same time? That's not a failure at the edges. That's something deeper. And it starts with a story we were all taught that isn't exactly wrong, but isn't complete either. For decades, global trade was sold as a simple deal. You specialize in what you're good at. I specialize in what I'm good at. We trade. Both of us win. And for a long time, that actually worked. Cheaper goods, lower inflation, higher growth, rising living standards. But somewhere along the way, the feeling changed. Trade kept growing, but comfort didn't. And the reason has less to do with factories and more to do with how money moves. Let's strip this down. When two countries trade, money doesn't magically appear. It moves. If country A buys more than it sells, money leaves. If country B sells more than it buys, money arrives. That gap is called a trade imbalance. And for years, the global economy has been running on massive imbalances. A few countries run huge surpluses. Most run persistent deficits. On paper, that's fine. In reality, it quietly rewires who feels wealthy and who doesn't. Because trade today isn't just about goods, it's about wages. When production shifts to the cheapest location, prices fall. But so do labor bargaining powers. Workers in rich countries face global competition, not just from machines, but from people earning a fraction of their wage. So prices drop a little, but incomes flatten a lot. You feel that gap every month. Then comes the second layer. The money that leaves deficit countries doesn't disappear. It comes back, but not as wages. It comes back as capital. Foreign investment, stock markets, real estate, bonds. Which sounds good, until you realize who benefits. Assets inflate, paychecks don't. If you own assets, you feel richer. If you rely on income, you don't. Trade increases total wealth, but concentrates where that wealth lands. And concentration always feels like scarcity to everyone else. Now add debt. Deficit countries don't just import goods, they import them on credit. Households borrow, governments borrow, corporations borrow. Trade deficits are balanced with financial promises. So while shelves are full, balance sheets quietly rot. Growth becomes dependent on borrowing, not productivity. That works, until it doesn't. Then there's the illusion of cheapness. Global trade made things cheaper, but it also made economies fragile. Supply chains stretched across continents, optimized for cost, not resilience. So when something breaks, a pandemic, a war, a shipping bottleneck, prices don't just rise, they snap. And suddenly the savings from decades of cheap trade vanish in months. What felt like efficiency turns into exposure. Here's the uncomfortable math. If global trade increases total output, but shifts income away from labor, and funnels gains into assets, and finances consumption through debt, you get growth without relief, expansion without security. Numbers go up, lives feel smaller. And no country escapes this. Surplus countries rely on exports. If global demand slows, they suffer. Deficit countries rely on borrowing. If interest rates rise, they suffer. Everyone becomes dependent on a system they can't control. That's the irony. Trade connects economies, but also synchronizes stress. So when pressure hits, it hits everywhere. And the hype never mentions this part. Trade was supposed to make things fairer. Instead, it made them more interlinked and more unequal within countries. The pie grew, but the slices stopped changing. Which leads to the question no one likes asking. If global trade keeps expanding, but more people feel insecure, is the problem trade itself? Or the way its gains are distributed, the way its costs are hidden, and the way its risks are delayed? Because a system that makes everyone feel poorer while producing more wealth than ever isn't broken. It's working exactly as designed.